Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Horror Marathon Day 4. Buckle up, horror fans. Today, we are diving deep in the most well-known horror slasher today. You know Jason Voorhees, the unstoppable slasher from Friday the 13th, but what if I were to tell you Jason might not just be a zombie, but actually, he's a deadite from the Evil Dead universe. Sounds wild, right? Like, there's not much to that claim. Well, actually, there might be. Let's break it down real quick. Alright, so let's first go to kind of the Easter egg, right? To begin, in Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday, back in 1993, there's a blink and you'll miss it Easter egg inside Pamela Voorhees' old house. The Necronomicon Ex Mortis is sitting on the table. Yes, the exact Book of the Dead from Evil Dead 2. Alongside it, the Kandarian Dagger, another Evil Dead artifact. The film's director, Adam Marcus, actually himself later confirmed this wasn't an accident. He said Pamela Voorhees used the Necronomicon to resurrect Jason after his drowning, which means Jason's supernatural power doesn't just come from nowhere. It comes from the Kandarian demon magic. Now, believe it or not, there's actually more to it, but you can already see with the producers confirming it with the 2 Easter eggs, automatically, this is already saying he's a deadite. Well, don't worry, there's even more. Marcus has even gone on record saying, in his eyes, Jason Voorhees is a deadite. That explains why bullets, fire, and even being blown up can't stop him. He's basically running on the same demonic power that fuels Ash Williams' worst nightmares. Now, it is worth saying this isn't official across the entire Friday the 13th franchise. It's more like one director's vision, but fans loved it because it opened the door to a bigger crossover. And then there's one more thing that should be mentioned. It actually happened sort of in 2007. DC and Dynamite published a comic series called Freddy vs. Jason vs. Ash. It was a 6-issue series. It was written as a direct sequel to the Freddy vs. Jason movie that happened in 2003, which Jason won. In it, Freddy tries to use the Necronomicon to escape Jason's mind, and Jason is once again tied to that Evil Dead magic. Ash Williams shows up, S-Smart, boomstick in hand, to fight them both. The comic was such a hit that it got a sequel in 2009, Freddy vs. Jason vs. Ash, the Nightmare Warriors, which expanded the crossover with even more legacy characters. So, here's the big picture. Jason Goes to Hell plants the Necronomicon Easter egg, hinting that Jason is resurrected through the Evil Dead magic. Adam Marcus confirmed this was intentional, effectively making Jason a deadite in spirit, if not in official canon. And then the Freddy vs. Jason vs. Ash comics that take the idea and run with it, making the Necronomicon the glue that ties all 3 of the franchises together. So, even if we never got the movie version of Ash vs. Jason vs. Freddy, the theory does live on, and the comics prove it's a crossover that really works. Not only that, but Jason's copyright did just get I think bought, and a new Friday the 13th game is being made. With that, we are getting a brand new movie. That is right, there's going to be a brand new Friday the 13th movie. Hopefully it is a lot better than X. Yeah, the space one. That was sad. I didn't like that one. A lot of fanfare, but not really a good movie. That's my personal opinion. However, with that being said, I would actually love if they did a movie like this. Ash versus Freddy again. Hopefully we would actually see the original Freddy Krueger and not the 2010 one that looks straight out of a actual nightmare. So, close it all up right here at the very end. Is Jason Voorhees officially a deadite? The movie stops short of confirming it outright, but the director does say yes, the Easter eggs say yes, and the comic basically is screaming at the top of its lungs. Which means in the great horror multiverse, Jason isn't just Camp Crystal Lake's problem, but he's part of the Evil Dead family too. And there's only one word to fully, I guess, encapsulate what that means.